Well, we've comedy with two Mrs. Brown's Boys specials, first on Christmas Eve at 9:45, followed by another one at the same time on Christmas Day. Now they'll Bill and Yvonne chase the truth on Shortland Street.
They must have a fairly strong lead if they've let Brooke go.
Can you remember what Maya was wearing that day?
I know how I could find out, though. I was using Maya's video camera that day I was filming JJ when she got home.
More questions?
No, we're placing you under arrest for the murder of Ethan Pierce.
Don't know what to say.
How about I'm a convicted con artist and you got me?
No, I mean about what you said, the land, the development's going on.
Give it up.
Oh, look, as far as I'm concerned, the land is perfectly okay. I want the contact details of PR.
Enough! All right. Now, if we have an honest conversation about this little operation of yours, or I tell your daughter what you're up to.
Oh, tell her what you want. She's perfectly capable of making a decision about whether her old man's telling the truth or not.
Yeah, because you're such a good dad.
Didn't I come here for her when she needed me? Didn't I just provide her with a decent lawyer?
Oh, yeah, you're father of the year, you are. Do you think the media will err on the side of paternal love? Or go with old scammer back to his old tricks?
What is it exactly you want?
In.
Arrested Alice? Why are they focusing on her again? Oh, this is absurd. The police are just running...
I'm trying to think.
She didn't kill anyone, I know that.
So do I, okay?
Well, what are we going to do to help her? Have you called Fraser?
He's going to go in.
Is there new evidence or something? I still don't understand why they would put that poor girl through all of this again.
I don't know what they've got. I don't think that... Maya Jeffries. I suppose, now. Right. No problem. I'll be right there. The police want me to go in.
What on earth for?
To clarify some things in my statement. Will you look after JJ?
Oh, of course.
Mummy has to go away for a minute.
Give my love to Alice, poor thing.
If they let me see her.
You dropped the charges against Brooke Freeman because her lawyer did some checks that my boys hadn't. From where the witness claims to have seen Brooke enter Ethan's apartment, a hedge screens the pavement.
So the witness was either lying or mistaken?
Correct.
So how does this suddenly make me guilty?
Always as stands, the case against you would hold up in court.
Hang on, so Brooke could still be the killer, but her defence case is stronger, so let's get Alice instead?
Well, I'm not entirely convinced that you were unconscious on Ethan's bed during the shooting.
You saw the toxicology report.
Nor am I convinced that you pulled the trigger. Your friend did.
Rubbish. Maya was driving around trying to track down JJ.
Did I say who your friend was? I don't think I mentioned Maya's name. But it's interesting that you do.
Is my lawyer here yet?
Not yet. But now's your chance to tell it like it was. You and Maya decided that Ethan deserved to die for what he did to you, to Maya, to her mother, and who knows how many others, correct? Just between us, that creep deserves some harsh punishment. You know, I don't know, but maybe I would have done the same if I was in your place.
I'm not saying anything until my lawyer gets here.
And they had to drop all the charges against me.
Right.
So, when can I come back to work?
That might be problematic.
Because...
There is a feeling among the staff that you must have known something about what Ethan was doing.
I didn't know about the tainted graft material, any of it. How could I? You were the one who had shares in the company. I felt as terrible as everyone else when I found out about that stuff. It's not fair.
I agree it might not be fair, Brooke, but there are those who find it very hard to believe that you didn't know something.
Well, you don't believe that though, do you?
No, of course not.
Right, so I'll just deal with anyone that gives me attitude. And I'm good to start back today.
Excellent.
Guess what? Another budget request.
Let me guess. Agency staff.
Alice Piper's been arrested, and I'm up a creek trying to pay for a replacement.
Do we know any details?
Nothing so far.
Well, if the evidence is stacking up.
Okay, let's try and find some extra funds, shall we?
Excuse me, the police have evidence against Alice.
By now, probably everything they need.
I'm sorry it's taking so long.
This is my boy, he'll be wondering.
I'm sure Grandma's doing a good job babysitting.
Thanks for coming in.
Will this take long?
I hope not. I just need to nail down a couple more things from your statement.
Anything if I can help Alice, I know she's innocent.
Well, on the day of the murder, you dropped by the nappy shop on the way to meet your boy and babysitter at the pool.
Correct.
Can you remember what you were wearing?
The dress, I think.
You think?
I'm reasonably sure. Where did you get this?
It was on your babysitter's computer. This is you on your return from you claimed the pool. You'll notice you're not carrying any nappies in this shot. That is the reason you were too late to catch your boy at the pool, wasn't it?
I must have left them in the car.
You'll also note you're wearing jeans and a jacket.
Right, yeah, I forgot.
Where is this jacket now?
I'm not entirely sure.
I'll just send PC Cats here to go get it, shall I?
Actually, I think this might be one of the jackets that I donated to the Women's Refuge. Yeah. In fact, I'm sure I donated a big bag of stuff.
Which Women's Refuge?
I don't know, it was one of those big collection bins in the city.
This looks nice on you. Is this a nice jacket?
Yeah, very. No, it's not something I'd ditch.
On the other hand, if it had blood splattered on it from a shooting...
It'd be pretty conclusive evidence.
Which is, of course, the real reason you got rid of it, isn't it? Maya, we know you followed Alice to Ethan's apartment. You got his gun and you shot him. And then you fled, getting yourself caught on speed camera in the next suburb on the way to the pool. Your boy and Sophie weren't there, so you went home. Where, after getting rid of the babysitter, you got rid of the clothes you were wearing during the murder.
This is just stupid.
No, it's the truth. And maybe it's finally about time you told someone.
I'm sure we can get you bail at the very least.
Good. Mr. Mackenzie.
Detective?
I hope you've convinced your client to cooperate.
I understand she already is.
Sadly, not quite. But Maya Jeffries is, finally.
She's here.
Yes. We've just been having a little chat. Turns out her previous statement wasn't quite what you'd call truthful. So right now, a bit of honesty would go down really well.
My client has nothing further to add to her previous statement.
Mistake. Because Maya's looking after herself, Alice. She doesn't want to spend the rest of her natural life getting emails from her kid. Right? So she's doing a deal. And unless we start dealing and you start telling me everything, you're the only one here going down for murder.
So, this is nice.
Yeah, if I'm not careful, I might start feeling like a proper dad.
I think you've got a way to go before there's any danger of that.
Guilty as charged, Your Honour. Your friend Kieran gave me a bit of a hard time this morning.
Oh, really? What about?
He's keen to invest in the resort. Very keen. Which is all okay, but I'm not sure if he's on the up and up.
No, like I already told you. Kieran has ideas above his station. Still, if his money's good.
Yeah, that's about how I see it too.
Anyway, business is boring. Let's talk about this fabulous resort and how I can come and stay there for free.
Well, you're more than welcome to come. Oh, damn indigestion before I eat. Yeah, you're more than welcome to come and stay. There's plenty of sand, sun, eligible types pulling up at the marina.
Have you seen anyone about that pain?
It's acid reflux, had it forever.
Anyone ever suggested antibiotics for it?
No, it's not like it's an infection or anything.
Well, it could be. A lot of reflux cases are caused by a bug. Easiest thing in the world to treat with a course of antibiotics.
Worth a shot, you reckon?
Come and see me after. We'll get you tested.
Next up.
So, end of the week, I'm out of your hair.
You mean that's it, me old China?
No such luck. I'm off to Samoa to see my boy.
Nice one, geezer.
For 4 weeks, leaving you fully in charge.
Well, cheers, Gov.
Provided Callum gets my thumbs up.
Right, Gov.
And as side-splittingly hilarious as these speak in a silly accent days are...
All today's East End Day, innit?
And as much as the younger staff and the patients do enjoy your impromptu basketball games.
You'd like me to start acting like more of an authority figure.
I know you want to be everybody's friend, but you can't be, not when you're the boss. And if you keep trying to be everybody's friend, then you'll just look like a fool. And you'll still put people offside when you make a call that they don't like.
I can do this job, you know. Seriously, I only do the fun stuff when it's appropriate.
I know you are a more than capable doctor, but you need to show me and yourself.
Dr. Moyer, late.
My apologies. Went to the police station to see Alice.
Well, why's she at the cop shop?
She's been arrested for the murder.
Oh, bloody hell, they got it wrong again.
Hold on, you don't know that. All I am saying is that sometimes police work in mysterious ways. It just might be part of a master plan.
It's part of a master bulls up, you mean? How was she?
No, they wouldn't let me see her. I did see Maya, though. They took her to an interview room.
Maya? How come?
Because they think Maya's involved.
Oh, man, what a mess. Hey, don't worry, mate. Alice will be fine.
I'd better get back to work.
Well, there's a confirmation here, Alice.
None of us blame you, you know. I've been in the force 5 years and I've never come across a monster like Ethan Pierce. Murders one business partner, blackmails another, kills that poor old lady, and then there's what he did to your mum. He should have ended up in court. Still, I mean, even then, how much justice is there? One day he'd get out of jail, while all his victims' families are left to suffer the rest of their lives. I didn't kill him, and neither did Alice. I'm just saying, you know, no one here views you as anything more than a woman pushed way beyond the limit. Seriously.
Well, no surprises there. Alice decided she didn't want to go to jail.
Meaning?
After I showed her the evidence, she caved. She's ready to do a deal.
No, she would...
She's told us everything. And why should she go down as an accomplice? When it was you who was sober, you who pulled the trigger, and you who left her there passed out on the bed. It's time to start talking, Maya.
I want a lawyer.
Why is Maya still there?
Maybe she's just staying on to give Alice moral support.
So why isn't she answering her phone?
Because they'll be tied up with things. Stop worrying. Fraser will be there by now and he'll sort everything. Anyway, it's all a big mistake. Brooke killed Ethan, no question. Maybe the police set it up to lull her into a false sense of security so she slips up.
Maybe.
Oh, come on, Brooke is a heartless cow. Oh, she was so in love with Ethan. Look how fast she threw herself at Kieran. She's like a leech. Oh, one of those things in Alien that burrow their way into men with money. Oh, you know what I mean. Brooke did it, not Alice. Anyway, why don't you go have a lie down and I'll look after Jay when he wakes up.
That would be good. I am a bit tired.
Maya, what are you doing? I thought Fraser was coming in. Why? Yeah, okay, we'll sort it. Yes, we'll do it now. Are you going to be okay? All right, bye.
What is it?
Maya needs a lawyer.
But why?
Because Fraser's tied up with Alice.
Why does Maya need a lawyer?
She wouldn't say.
If you want in, you're in, as long as you can leverage the funds.
No problem.
Good, because this scheme depends on speed.
Then I'm willing to peg my finder's fee at 40%.
40%?
Absolutely.
This is my scheme and I don't need you, not at that price.
Grant this need for speed benefits us both. I'm currently a person of interest with the IOD, just like you.
What's their beef with you?
Oh, I'm in the gun for money laundering.
Yeah?
Yeah. So before they come and cart me away, I'd like to make enough money to get out of this place and never come back. In, out, and no one gets hurt.
Except for our investors.
Yeah, well, if they're silly enough to hand over big bucks without actually checking that consent has been granted to build this fabulous resort.
20%.
Okay, I'll settle for 30, but any less and I walk away, this is a deal breaker.
30.
And since neither of us particularly trusts the other, we'll put my money through an escrow account. That way you know it's there, and I know it's not in your pockets until we divvy up.
Okay, but I want to meet your investors first.
Sure.
I'll meet you back here at 7. Does that give you enough time to reel them in?
No problem.
Dude, what's the story with you and Alice?
We're just friends, that's all.
Friends or, friends?
We are seeing each other.
As in sneaking around? Sneaking around pretending you're not sneaking around. Am I right?
Do you want to know this so you can just laugh at me?
Well, yeah, partly, but mostly because Alice and I go way back. She's a mate.
I know, she told me last night. Alice is amazing. There's no way she would kill that man, is there?
Well, she's had a hell of a year. And Ethan, well, he was nastier than a pilonidal sinus. But no, I don't reckon.
You don't reckon? That's not the same as you're certain she's innocent.
Maya was worried. You were drunk. You'd stated you wished to kill Ethan Pierce. She couldn't stop you, so she followed you to Ethan's apartment. There she found you confronting Ethan with his gun. Before she could stop you, you shot him. You collapsed. Maya cleaned you up as best as she could. She cleaned the gun, called 111, and fled the scene. Later, the pair of you would work together on disposing of other evidence, clothing, and a video her babysitter had made. And so on. Which means you're up for premeditated murder. Your lawyer here will explain how bad that is compared to a crime of passion and how bad your situation is right now. So I have one question left. In light of what Maya's been telling us, would you care to review your statement?
An endoscopy will check for the bugs that cause what you call reflux.
What, do I really need a great big tube stuck down me?
Well, strictly speaking, I could prescribe the right antibiotic and we might cure the problem on one fell swoop.
I vote for that.
But you'd miss out on checking for a whole lot of other problems that might be much more serious.
It's just reflux.
Or it could be esophageal varices, ulcers, cancer.
Boy, you really know how to cheer a bloke up.
I'm actually being a good doctor here, okay?
Yeah, all right. Thanks.
Any other health issues?
Apart from the reflux and the migraines. Not really.
What do you take for the migraines?
Ibu something.
Ibuprofen.
Yeah.
It could be worth trying sumatriptan.
You're the boss.
I'll have one of my colleagues write you up a script. It's not really ethical for a daughter to treat her father.
It's okay, Brookie. I trust you.
Well, I won't tell if you won't. How's the wheeling and dealing going with Kieran?
Okay, I think. But I want to check out his money man before I sign off on anything.
Sounds sensible. Well, like I said, Kieran can access money.
Bit of a wide boy. Bit like my rotten father.
I'm trying. Maybe if I act like a half-decent dad long enough, I might turn into one.
Who knows?
It's love. I recognise the signs. Moping around looking constipated. Spontaneous acts of unselfishness. Except now the big Zulu doesn't know if he's fallen for an ex-murder or not, and I couldn't tell him otherwise.
So now you do think Alice had something to do with it?
No, though there wouldn't be many who'd blame her, poor chick. Except you, maybe. After what you both went through with Joey, you'd think you'd be a bit more sympathetic.
I have tried to be, but Alice doesn't want to know because I screwed up with Joey, didn't I?
Yeah, not fair blaming you,
But understandable. And for the record, I don't think Alice did it. And I reckon she just might be okay.
I've seen it all before. When the chips are down, people look out for themselves. People you thought were friends.
I'm not saying anything until my lawyer gets here.
You need to focus on what's real and what's important. Real is the trouble you're in. Important is your son and whether or not you'll be around to raise him. This is my girl. 2.5. She puts everything in perspective, she does. When I get home from a shift, just seeing her smile makes everything bad go away. Look, I know you're hoping that somehow you'll get out of this. That your lawyer will somehow make it all go away and you'll be able to go back home to your boy.
I will, because I didn't do it.
I'll tell you what your lawyer's going to say. Look, if you confess to the murder now, your sentence will be reduced. Plus, there are significant mitigating factors. Well, Ethan's actions against you and your family. You might end up serving only 3 or 4 years. You'll be out by the time your boy's ready to start school.
Renee Mackenzie, I'm your lawyer. I'd like to talk with my client. Thanks. I take it you haven't admitted to anything? Good. Let's get you out of here.
What, no investor?
He's just parking.
Who is he?
He's a cashed-up doctor. He works at Brooks, so she can vouch for him. He fancies the idea of a tropical getaway. He is a little eccentric, though, so don't be surprised if he starts asking about island burial rituals.
Hello? You're Brooks' father, I understand. Luke Durham.
Grant Marston, nice to meet you. Kieran tells me you work with my daughter.
I'm in the anaesthetic department. I've been Googling Fussy Island, and it seems the people are culturally intact. Have you spent much time there, Grant?
I have indeed, Luke.
Tell me, have you ever attended any of their funeral rites?
As a matter of fact, the ancient burial rites of the Vossi are shrouded in mystery, and I wouldn't have known a thing about them except one day.
Where's Maya?
She's still at the station, I'm afraid.
But why? I thought she went to help you out, and then she called and said she needed a lawyer.
Yeah, all I would say is that she's still answering some questions.
They let you go, all right?
Finally?
When I asked if they had enough evidence to take her to court, they just waved us out.
But why haven't they done that with Maya?
I'm sorry, I couldn't tell you. I'm also sorry I have to go. I have to take over from Deb's minder. I'll call you later.
All right.
Make us a cup of tea, yeah?
She's been there nearly 12 hours.
She'll be okay.
Oh, you poor thing. You've had such a hellish time of it. Alice, I just want to say, if you did it, if in a momentary lapse and because of everything that's happened to you...
I didn't do it, Yvonne. I didn't kill Ethan.
I wouldn't tell anyone, I swear. I can't imagine what a burden you must be carrying around with you.
I didn't do it.
Okay, but why is Maya being dragged into all this? What does that mean? It's not fair that she is still down there.
What's not fair is that she told the cops that I did it.
Why would she do that if it isn't true?
What do you think?
What are you saying?
Maya did it. She killed Ethan.
And Shortland Street is back on Thursday at 11:45 here on 1. More medical drama though on the way.